Today's show is presented by Panda Sups. Go to pandasups.com, use code chat at checkout. You're going to be able to save 30% off. So on today's episode, Tom and I, we are going to be breaking down all 32 teams. We're going to tell you what their records are going to be and who's going to be making the playoffs. We start the show off with the AFC East. That looks a lot different. And would you look at that? The Patriots, not number one.
It's the Buffalo Bills. We got them going 10-6. Two very important notes here, by the way, folks. This does align with our AFC and NFC playoff predictions, and all the records actually match up. We went through each individual game and picked them, so you're not going to have all 9-7 teams. The math works out there, all right?
So the math checks out here again on Math Report by NFL Daily. The New England Patriots or the Fighting Cam Newtons at 7-9.
I have gone snip, snap with this team a good half dozen times over the past couple of months. I was out before they got Cam Newton. Then I was back in. Then they lost multiple starters, and now I'm like, okay, maybe they're a 500 team. Sorry.
I know the Miami Dolphins fans are going to be very upset at 6-10. If you are a diehard Dolphins fan, go subscribe to the fastest-growing Dolphins channel, youtube.com/Dolphins News. And the bottom feeders of the AFC East, the New York Jets, 5-11.
I simply don't believe in Adam Gase. Miami's going to be heading in the right direction in the near future, but I don't think they're there yet. And the Jets, I think Adam Gase gets fired this year.
So Tom and I think that the Buffalo Bills are going to win the AFC East. What says you? So do the Bills win the East this upcoming season? Give us a Y for yes, or you can give us an N for no. Over 740 people watching live on YouTube. If you're not watching this live on YouTube, remember, we go live every Monday and Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's go to the NFC East, and I know this is going to get rowdy. Dallas Cowboys 10-6, and then the Philadelphia Eagles at 9-7.
They both make the playoffs, so don't get too mad at me, Eagles fans. This is going to come down to the wire like it has for several years in a row.
It should.
I think the coaching staff change is enough to help put the Cowboys back over the edge. They were better than an 8-8 team.
Yep.
They had some pretty bad luck. That's the nature of football. They were really lucky in 2018, unlucky in 2019. I think it evens out in 2020, and they win the NFC East.
We have a lot of Cowboys watchers. We have a lot of Eagles watchers on this channel, and we have a ton of great fans in general. But I want to know, who's going to win the NFC East? If you think it's going to be the Dallas Cowboys type DAL, if you think it's going to be the Eagles type PHI, I'm going to make this the pinned comment on today's video. So for those of you that are watching this on YouTube, you might get with an ad break. Scroll on down and let us know. Sorry, Giants fans, you didn't get to be in that pinned comment.
I'm not sorry. The Giants and the Washington football team are not going to win the NFC East.
Jason Garrett.
That's a negative.
Don't
say that like it's a positive thing.
I mean, Washington, Dwayne Haskins, maybe get some sparks.
Have you said any positive things yet?
No, have not. No, I'm totally with you. It's Cowboys, it's Eagles, and then the Giants and Washington. They're just hoping that they can even get to 500. Let's go to the AFC North here, where I think this is the most competitive division in the AFC.
Wrong. We're going to get to the most competitive here in a little bit.
I don't know. The Baltimore Ravens, 12-4, had the best record last season. Then you have the Pittsburgh Steelers at 9-7. Mm-hmm. I legitimately think you could see 3 teams out of this division make the playoffs.
I think you could too, but I think there's another division we'll get to that might make more sense to actually get 3 teams in. Pittsburgh's success and their record this season will be determined by the health of Big Ben. Yep. If he's healthy, if they get league average quarterback play for even 13 games, I think they're a playoff team this year, Mitch.
I mean, they were 8-8 with the worst quarterbacks in the entire NFL. So not great. Let us know, what will the Pittsburgh Steelers record be? Tom and I, we decided on 9-7. If you disagree with us, if you want to yell at us in the comments, well, guess what? Now's your chance. All right, Cleveland Browns, you're up next, 8-8. Hey, it's an improvement.
Might be enough to get them in the postseason. Browns fans, I am ready to get hurt again with you guys. I promise.
I'm seeing a lot of 8-8s in the comments. Cincinnati Bengals, they're going from 2 wins to 4. That's you're double your win total.
Your weekly reminder that the Bengals should cut Bobby Hart. He's a bad player and a bad person.
Cincinnati Bengals. You could say Bobby Hart maybe needs to trim a little bit of fat. Easy way to do that is by going to Panda Subs. PandaSubs.com, code chat, save 30% off. My favorite product, and I mean this, my favorite product that Panda Subs has is their fat burner. So Corona, it has been rough on me. Plus, if you know me, I like to drink beer, and I have a sweet tooth. Luckily, with the fat burner, it helps you get rid of that belly fat. It helps get rid of all the extra junk that you got. If you're repping a dad bod,
Hi, guys.
Easy way to get rid of it is by going to Panda Subs. Using our code, it is normally $60. You can cut that down to $42. And if you don't believe me, I'll post on my Instagram after this live show, me taking a scoop of it, because I literally do it every single day. All right, next team up, or I guess I should say next division, the NFC North. Green Bay Packers at 10-6, a likely regression candidate.
And even if you lose 3 more games, you're still 10-6. You're still the top of the NFC North. I have some concerns about Green Bay, but I have concerns about every team in the NFC North. If I could trust Minnesota's defense, I like Dalvin Cook a lot. I am higher on Kirk Cousins than most people. I think they're going to be super competitive. That defense is so new, I couldn't get them to more than 8 wins.
The team that might have the best defense in this division, they just need to find a quarterback. It's the Chicago Bears. 7-9 is our record prediction. A team that was 12-4 just 2 years ago. If you can get a halfway decent offense, I think that you could totally flip this.
And if they don't, I think you could have a scenario where the Bears finish dead last in the NFC North. That offense is even worse this upcoming season.
I can already hear you. Hear that? That's Micro Mike yelling at us for this 5-11 record. Sorry, Detroit Lion fans.
I have lost faith in Matt Patricia. The defense has been changed and shuffled far too often. I think Matthew Stafford can stay healthy. I'm not sure that he can. I would not be surprised if Detroit had much more success here. They're one of my super deep sleeper teams.
Yep.
But even going game by game, it's tough to find a bunch of obvious wins for them.
So who's going to win the North? Green Bay Packers, give us a GB. The Chicago Bears, CHI. Minnesota Vikings, MIN. Or the Detroit Lions type DET. I see Daniel TSC. He's giving me a Green Bay Packers. Brian says Packers. We got an oh my God, no way, bro, says the Bears. Love that name. Orion Smith says the Detroit Lions. And then Archie Johnson says the Minnesota Vikings.
I'd say it's like 60% Packers and almost a split evenly the rest of the way for everyone else.
I think I just gave producer Brett a little bit of a heart attack with the, oh my God, bro. All right, AFC West, you're up next with the defending Super Bowl champion, Kansas City Chiefs at 13-3. Spoiler alert, this is the best record. Best record that we have. All right, let's now go to the Las Vegas Raiders at 8-8. This is going to be a very, very competitive division. You're looking at a team that has a lot of new pieces, rookies, plus a lot of pieces on offense, defense from free agency. So, will the Raiders make the playoffs? 1 for yes, 0 for no. I'm going to give this one 4 Chucky heads that this is going to be on my show tomorrow on the Las Vegas Raiders Report.
Clever. I don't think that they do. I think much like last year, they're in the mix all the way to the end of the season.
Okay.
I think they're still just missing a few key pieces, and they have a chance to make some noise because that AFC West, the bottom 3 are all going to be super competitive with each other.
If they finish 8-8, they will not make the playoffs. If they finish 9-7, then yes, I do believe they will end up making the playoffs. Let's now go to the Denver Broncos at 7-9. They finished at 7-9 last season. And then the Los Angeles Chargers 6-10. If there is one team that could go from 6-10 to 10-6, if they get solid quarterback play and if their defense stays healthy, I think they're a 10-6 team.
2 pretty significant ifs, and I think Denver has some significant ifs as well. The offensive line, the tackle spots, I'm concerned about with Juwan James opting out.
Yep.
And I want to see Drew Lock have more success. Yes, he won a lot of games last year. The quarterback play itself can clearly take a big-time step forward, though, for Denver. Hopefully that does end up happening.
Let's stick out west. The San Francisco 49ers at 12-4, and then the Seattle Seahawks at 11-5. This is the division that I'm going to be watching very, very closely. Both of these teams super talented. So who's the better team, the 49ers type SF or the Seattle Seahawks type SCA? I'm going to put my money on Russell Wilson. I'm going to put my money on the Seattle Seahawks. And the factor for me was the fact that they just went out and traded for Jamal Adams.
That is a big-time factor. It makes that defense better. I still got concerns about the pass rush and cornerback play. That's a huge concern. San Francisco had more success last season. It's a bit unfortunate that both of these teams are in the NFC West. I think these are 2 of the 3 best teams in the NFC overall.
Daniel
so
keeps
one of
spamming
these teams,
FMR.
one of these teams are going to get kind of shortchanged by having to go on the road in the postseason. But they're both quality teams and are worthy of competing for a first-round bye. And I think they will again this season. They'll still be competing for a first-round bye.
A team that started off as a sleeper team, and now they've really started to be, I'd say, more prevalent in terms of the sleeper conversation. The Arizona Cardinals at 8-8, new wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, and the Los Angeles Rams at 7-9. Was this the division you were referring to as being the most competitive?
Actually, no. In terms of depth, yes, this is the best
Okay.
division from 1 to 4.
I agree.
The most competitive division I actually have is the AFC South in terms of winning it.
Okay.
Because you've got 3 really good teams. We're going to stick with the Tennessee Titans
I agree.
at 10-6, and I like that defense. I think Tannehill was a big difference maker. I think they should still be considered the favorites in the AFC
So
South.
you just got to be worried that it doesn't go back to being Ryan Tannehill, so just keep feeding the ball to King Henry. Houston Texans, Indianapolis Colts, both at 9-7.
Both playoff teams in this, by the way.
See, that's the thing to me. I look at the Colts and I look at the Texans, and it just doesn't feel like 2 playoff caliber teams.
Are the Browns a playoff caliber team?
I think the Browns are better than the Texans and Colts.
Okay.
I do.
I
From a talent standpoint.
You are now the
From a talent
Browns
standpoint.
guy.
From a talent standpoint. The Colts, I don't have full confidence in Phillip Rivers, and the Texans, they're doing all the wrong things. Luckily, they have
that's not
Deshaun
talent.
Watson.
That's coaching staff.
All right. So who's going to win the AFC South? Tennessee Titans, Houston Texans, Colts. Let us know. And if you want to send in a super chat for the Jacksonville Jaguars, we will accept that as well. So TEN for the Titans, Houston HOU, or Indianapolis Colts IND. Yeah, 3-13.
The Jags here, I want to shout out the guy on my most recent mock draft who said I was wrong and the Jags would be picking number 8 instead of number 1 overall. I've been owned. I don't know what else to say.
He's at what going down and go find him. New Orleans Saints, they're next up here, and they're going to finish number 1 in the NFC South. Very confident in that, and I don't know if you saw this. Cameron Jordan calls out the Buccaneers and said that they're fighting for second place.
Jordan is a very fun follow because
it.
he is not afraid to talk. Actually, he loves taking shots at Matt Ryan, too, by the way.
So who dat? If you want to chant in, who dat? Well, the Saints, that's who. So what's their record going to be? 936 people watching right now on our live YouTube stream. Shout out to all y'all. So throw in the comments. What will the Saints' record be? I see 12-4. I see 3-13, 14-2, 10-6. I'll take this. Tyson Samuel. I'm at Mitchell Renz 365 on Venmo. Please make that bet with me. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're next up here at 9-7. You add Tom Brady, you add a lot of different kind of pieces there. You really like that defense, though.
That defense, I think, was held back because the quarterback kept turning the ball over. I think they're going to be a playoff team and a pretty tough NFC this season.
All right, if Tom was micro Tom, Teddy Bridgewater makes him larger Tom. So 6-10, that's your guy, Teddy B. He's new quarterback. Just signed him in a fresh new deal.
Just good enough to keep them from clearly getting one of those top quarterbacks. I want to have more faith in the Falcons. I don't trust Dan Quinn right now. And the bye's later in the season. So look, you could flip Carolina, Atlanta if you want, but I think there's a pretty clear tier break between the Saints and the Bucks and the rest of the NFC South. So Falcons fans, I'm sorry, prove me wrong this season.